Hello, Patriots, and welcome back to the Patriot Dad channel. Today, we're going to be reacting to Man Guide's video titled, Smart Men Know Why Modern Women Are Undateable. They make it easier to not be taken seriously. And you'll see that from the thumbnail, they think that men need to step it up. Let's see what they have to say, shall we? This should be interesting.
Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big stepper, underground methods.
Well, I'm not going back into storage.
I think that's a Hawk-Tua girl, if I remember correctly. It's not a good start, guys.
The monster street interviews that clubs created. It's fun to have a laugh and post cringe, but even we have to acknowledge that the formula backfires. Guys, honesty is always the best policy, and if we're honest with ourselves, if a 23-year-old modern woman can get on camera, describe her nightly rituals, build a brand off a 3-second soundbite, start a podcast, make crypto, do a rug pull, and come out the other end richer than ever before, the current generation just can't be saved.
And he is referring to Hawk-Tua girl because all of those things happened, and yet men keep giving her money. Guys, we have got to do better. Start valuing yourself. Start working on yourself. Work on your businesses. Work on whatever it is you do to make money. If that means starting in a career, so be it, while you work on your side hustle until it can become your main hustle. If that means starting by cutting lawns and shoveling snow, then so be it. But when you're in your teens and 20s and 30s, guys, you should not be focusing on these things. The simp economy is so strong and there is so much money to be made in it, guys. This OF stuff is a billions of dollar industry. I'll have to look it up. I don't even know how many billions, but it's way too many. We need to do better.
It's like any of those popular shows in the 2000s with people suffering from trauma and some kind of antisocial personality disorder. They got into them too early. The clout chasing, money hungry, simp hustling gambit is a compulsion. It's a straight up addiction. And given the fact that Western therapists will only applaud this kind of behavior, well, it's clear the only way to heal society 1 year at a time is with a massive, widespread, fresh start.
Yeah, guys, if you are in therapy, I get it has a place depending on certain things, but for the most part as a man, therapy is not what you need. You need a close group of friends. You need to go do some hard shit. Go lift weights, go climb a mountain, do something difficult, start having those successes in life, and you'll feel better. It's just the way things have always been. It's the way they always will be. Getting put on medications and having a get in touch with your emotions section with another grown-ass man is not the answer.
Now, obviously, none of these chicks are actually coming out on top. Every month, there are instances where these women go off the rails, spend their money, and land right where they started. But it's a cycle, and walking away, regardless of recent shifts, has never been more important.
You are a 4 at best.
Guys aren't meant to see this many hot bitches.
Back in the olden days, they would see 200 baddies in their whole life. And now
That word is just dumb. Please stop using words like baddies, dimes, whatever you want to call them. They're attractive women. Can we talk like adults?
In
it's
their
like-
whole life.
in their whole life. And now it's like they are desensitized to it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll have conversations with my guy friends where I need to check them, where I'm like, you need to check yourself. They'll be like, oh, well, her hair wasn't perfect, or she didn't have like veneers. So I just didn't. And I'm like, you are a 4 at best. Like, this is insane. You think that you have access. They're so delusional. They think that
They're
they
so
can
f***ing delusional.
bag like these hot girls because there's so many
Then
hot
they
girls
bag
on
them,
Instagram.
and then they
They're literally sitting here just shitting on guys. Women did this. Women dress this way for other women. Men don't make it a requirement that women do this. In fact, most of us would prefer that you didn't. But the fact that you have some gay male friends talking about a woman's hair doesn't surprise me at all. The fact that you think you have male friends at all that are straight is somewhat laughable.
do them dirty because you think you're going to get another batter, which it's like at one point we all start to even out. But also at the
No.
same time, it's like, this is my thing. I always say your resume is trash on paper and in real life.
Exactly.
Your resume is trash for
And it probably is if you're spending your time hanging out with girls like this. Do better, men.
you to be talking like this, sounding like this, and acting like you have so many options available to you.
No, it's crazy.
First of all, you can't look like that and have a trash resume and expect to bag a 10 every time. You're funny. You're not that funny.
Why, it's opposite day.
What's the best part about living in New York as a retiree?
Women, they're very expensive. Well, if you have a young one, she just wants a pair of shoes. But if you have an older one, she wants a new car.
And you'll buy the new car?
Have pressure put on me.
Okay, but you'll avoid somehow buying the car.
Well, it's Tai Chi.
What's your defense
When
mechanism?
the energy comes at you this way, you turn to the side, and the energy continues on that.
I don't think I gotta tell any.
What? No. If you're spending your time around people that are demanding that of you, they're just there for your resources, guys. They're not there for you. Don't spend your time with these people.
Anyone this, but the comment section is overflowing with women asking for the at. Jokes aside, it just goes to show that for women, time does not heal all wounds.
No.
In fact, this is just another example of how the modern female cycle just accelerates with each passing year. The older simp here said it himself. When they're young, they want shoes. When they're older, they want a car. People use this principle with corn addiction, but there's a law of diminishing returns. As you continuously increase one input, like adding more workers to a factory, while keeping other factors constant, the additional output gained from each additional unit of that input will eventually decrease.
Yeah, that's true. But the fact that all we just heard is that women want something. They have demands on your resources. It's not about what they can do for you. It's not about how they can improve your life. If the kind of women you're around are the ones that just demand stuff from you and try to find ways to gather resources from you without having to provide you value, you're hanging around the wrong women. Find better ones. Improve on yourself so that you wouldn't even tolerate that.
Meaning the rate of return will decline at a certain point. Essentially, adding more of something will not always lead to proportionally more results, unless we're talking about women in the modern world, because that will always lead to lower returns. Sorry for the economics lesson, but this applies to everything in the Western world. At the moment, women between the ages of 22 and 49 are 99.9% more likely than any other window to ask for more and more and more with each passing year, while giving less and less and less in return. It's why men walk up to so many of these chicks and ask the simple question. If men can hire a streetwalker to clean the house, cook, and provide all the other bells and whistles, why would they pick up a free agent that protests all of those things for the same cost? Only for the woman in question to look like a deer in headlights without a solid answer. And the crazy part is, that's not even the worst part of the problem.
Weird how I ended up.
Before we even get into some unhinged lady talking in her car, because for whatever reason, whenever they're in their car, they tend to just yell at you and be unhinged. They demand more and more, and they give less and less. And then when you point out that they are doing less and less, you are going to be called the asshole. You are going to be called controlling. You are going to be called abusive. Guys, it is not worth it right now. It just isn't. Something needs to change. But right now, for the most part, dating is not worth it. Marriage, definitely not worth it. And if you're going through a divorce right now, you need to be real careful. You need to be very careful. You need to plan very thoroughly. You need to record everything, document everything, and most importantly of all, stay calm. Don't react emotionally to situations. Yes, when it comes to your love interest, things are hard to control sometimes. But guys, trust me, you need to control your emotions. You need to stay calm, and you need to think rationally. It's one of the only things that's going to keep you out of jail and keep you from being completely broke. Let's see what this girl has to say.
As a girl who works, I don't know how that happened.
What do you think about me dropping an OF in high school?
Well, you did it after you turned 18, so.
Well, I mean,
I hope that's not her mom, but I get a feeling it is. That's your answer. Where is your father?
why would I do it before?
Right, so you were 18, free to do whatever you want.
Do you support it?
Yes.
Why?
Because I've always supported you.
Wow. Guys, single mothers, There are the exception. There are ones that are decent. There are ones that have good outcomes. But statistically, guys, if you are looking to date somebody, you have to do a lot of vetting. If you're going to date somebody who is raised by a single mom, be very careful because single mothers tend to enable this kind of behavior much more than single fathers or dual parent households.
Great mom. I wonder if the stats are true. Guess we'll never know. Guys, this behavior is passed down. No getting around that. And broadly, it's humanity's greatest strength, but also its greatest weakness. Whether as a mom or a dad, the sponge brain of a child is going to take in literally anything they can see in front of them.
And that is 100% true, guys. I have a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I will tell you that they will repeat and remember everything they hear. That includes words and behaviors.
So, if a dad is a veteran that starts a business helping the needy while also managing to get people off the streets to start new productive lives, odds are at least one of those kids is going to enter the working world with similar goals. Obviously, by contrast, if a daughter grows up with a mother who kicked the father out of the picture for fleeting desires, runs her credit score into the ground, brings an assembly line of men into the house that would make Henry Ford blush, takes lewd photographs for people in the neighborhood, wrecks homes, refuses to stay loyal, and pays for gifts using alimony payments and child
Guess what you're going to get when you date her daughter?
support, well, we're looking at a pretty freaking messed up kid. And whether or not the feminists want to admit this, this is only emphasized to the extent that it is among women. More often than not, this is the prevailing pattern. Boys will try and emulate the father, ending up doing something different, but often similar, inspired by what they experienced. Girls, being girls, try everything they can to not be like their mothers, and almost without fail, end up being a carbon copy because of how impressionable they are by comparison.
Yeah, so if you want to know a good idea of what you're going to get later on down the road, talk with her mother. If her mother doesn't seem like she has her stuff together, big red flag, guys, get out.
And this goes double for values.
This is why I'm breaking up with him. Okay, let's see. So far, she is lounging in what looks like pajama pants, and he is practicing a golf swing. I would recommend if you're him, do something better with your life. But what is she doing that's so great, and why is she breaking up with him?
Did that look any less over the top?
I don't care.
You don't want to be here, honestly.
Nice.
Hey, so I was
Obviously not. And if you're spending your time with somebody that treats you that way, you don't value your own time. Do better.
thinking we've been dating 6 months now. I've met your entire family. You tell me how much you love me every day. Maybe we make this exclusive? Nah, that's what I was thinking too.
6 months, met the whole family, and now you want to make it exclusive? I think you guys have some stuff backwards, but it is dismal out there, man.
The family didn't approve because they saw your LonelyFans, lady. Didn't think anyone would have to spell this out or explain why this joke has a worse landing than what was seen in New York back in the day. But here we are, aren't we? In other words, traditions are only traditions if they're passed down, and women haven't done that for years. In fact, the only traditions that women have passed down in the West are the inability to cook without microwaves, hofulation, digital spreads, and those aren't even traditions. They're characteristics/traits.
And they are also very self-centered.
Not exactly worth Nobel Prize, although none of us would be shocked if the modern world gave you one anyway for any of the above listed.
Participation.
I'll even bring up a story from my personal life to bring the point home. Why not, right? Screw it. This is how my folks got together. When my dad was young, he was like most men without access to the internet or how women were on a steep decline. Don't get me wrong, the 80s showed major signs of deterioration.
Mostly detoxing from the 70s, and then barbiturates and cocaine. Yeah, there was definitely a decline in the 80s as well.
The ratio for women of total value and zero value was more like 80-20 than today's 9. Like most guys his age, with a new job and money he wasn't familiar with having, he was walking around with an easy chick, revealing clothing, ditzy comments, drinking too much at every party, what people of this generation had dubbed a, quote, fun girl.
Yeah, they're fun when you're dating. They're not fun when you're getting a divorce because it won't work out most likely. So don't do it to yourself.
Now, while most people in the city saw this as fun, My grandmother, born on a rural farm in a location I won't disclose, didn't see this as fun at all. She was, as she should have been, absolutely disgusted.
This is important, guys. Definitely pay attention to this. Your family is a very good filtering mechanism. When you bring somebody around your family, their feedback should matter. I made this mistake as well. My parents did not like my now ex-wife, and I ignored them because my ex-wife was fun. Going through all of the problems that came along with her being fun was not fun. Definitely pay attention to your family. Let your family help you filter relationships.
And she didn't make it a secret. She'd call her all the names that would get a channel canceled. Good for grandma. Anyway, one day, after the dad graduated with his last degree, my grandmother threw a party. She invited everyone from the local priest, to the butcher, to the woman who did her hair, but not the fun girl. Instead, she invited a woman who was God-fearing, moral, charitable. Honestly, pretty much everything the other chick wasn't. Was my dad pissed when he found out about the ruse? Yes. Did he throw a bit of a fit about it and question who this mystery girl at the party was?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But when he met this friend of a friend's daughter, they hit it off almost immediately. They shared similar religious views, family backgrounds, ambitions or goals, and in a matter of months, they got hitched.
Okay. Good job, Grandma. Family did its job here. If you're in a position in your family to help somebody else in your family filter a relationship, do your honest best. Help set them up for success. Just like this grandma did. That is a huge gift that grandma gave to his dad. Huge gift. The amount of pain and suffering that were avoided because grandma intervened, immeasurable.
Yep, that was my mom. And they've been married ever since. Now, guys, the funny part is that when I look at the way this relationship functioned as a kid, paired with what I was learning at school and watching TV, I actually found myself occasionally questioning my father's behavior. While the Western world was giving a curriculum packed with feminist messaging, fictionalized dumb blue-collar dads with horrible wives, empowered women, flower power, and the rest of it, I'd be working around the house or having dinner at home witnessing an entirely different setting. My dad would only need to raise his hand, and my mom would go silent, especially during tax season. If he said the food was cold, she reheated it without question. Praying at the table, my mom would always end it with being grateful that he brought home the bacon. When I'd go to school and describe this situation to classmates, they seemed disgusted with my...
Yeah, guys, modern media portrayals of men are degrading at best. The culture wants you to think that what he just described from his mother is abnormal and wrong. And like he just started pointing out, his friends also made him feel that what he was seeing at home was wrong. But in the end, what he was seeing at home is the real winning, because I bet you most of the people from school, their parents are probably divorced now, because now all the media says is worry about yourself. Be selfish. If you're not happy, go do something else to make yourself happy. That isn't the way, folks.
Family life. And I honestly didn't really care. But they'd say things like, he sounds like a monster. She must be terrified. Or the popular one I'd hear going into high school, just give it a couple years and your parents will separate like mine. That's how it starts. My dad was a jerk just like that. But as the years passed and other families deteriorated, nothing happened. Same routine, same subservience, same dynamic all around. Peace. Now, I'm not sharing this story to gloat or anything like that. I definitely faced plenty of problems like everyone else, even in my family life. I share this though, because my mom, your mom, we're all women. Either are suitable or they ain't. That's why we call it a pill. And for some, it's hard to swallow. Whoa, pause. Now, most of what we see on the planet isn't black and white. But guys, this one is.
Yeah, guys, that ain't it. They look like fun. They might be fun for recreational use. These are not relationship material. Don't do it.
Very funny.
Baby, these are my dreads. That's my dress. Like, that's like, no joke.
No.
What are you laughing at? Oh, my nigga, that's my fucking dread. You think this shit is a fucking joke? You actually cut my fucking hair, my nigga.
Nice work.
Alright, baby, I'm heading out for the girls' night that I told
How she dresses when going out with the girls? No.
you about.
Okay, have fun, be safe.
That should never be your answer.
Keep your location on so I can make sure you're good.
Okay.
All
Bye.
right. All right, bye. Have fun. I'm gonna miss you.
I'll miss you too.
Ready to go?
No, she won't.
No?
Yep. You got everything?
I'm so hungry. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Whoa.
What?
Okay, guess we don't have to dress up at all.
I just wanted to be comfortable tonight. You have your wallet?
Yeah, I got my wallet.
Okay, because I'm not bringing my
Okay. No. Nope.
purse.
Oh, I'm paying?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Just like always.
It's not funny if it's real, especially if it's real for you. Men, because most of you walked away a while back, you probably watch these and have a laugh. I know I do. It's easy to do that when you're sitting on the outside. But for the few men that continue to encourage this, well, it's not funny for them. It's a waking nightmare. Refusing to walk away doesn't heal society. It only encourages the cycle. More single moms, more 304s, more child support, more alimony, and more of the general headaches that come with it. Truth be told, if I didn't feel compelled to share this with you all, I obviously wouldn't. But what keeps me coming back with points, examples, and stats is the men that email me every week that, to my surprise, didn't get the memo. The ones that worked their asses off for their entire lives to achieve that slice of stability our ancestors did, only to have it stripped away because the message wasn't loud enough.
Yep. Been there. Like I said, twice divorced. You have to respect yourself before you can expect others to respect you. So go out and do something worth doing, something worth feeling good about. And don't lie to yourself about it. Let the results show the true value of your efforts. And then be proud of those. And then go back to work and do more. I bet you she's still getting alimony and support, though. Gave birth at Popeyes. What the hell, guys? Got pregnant 4 times before she could legally drink in the States. What? Leaving my husband was the best thing I could do for our marriage. We each needed to grow and work on things in order to create something new.
What a union. Your children will be proud. Anyway, without a fresh start, you're ignoring the past. Real men don't swing that way. Guys, all day, especially in the West, but also the East, men are being sold the idea that society can be healed starting with women that they have on deck. The ones we see in clips every day here on Man Guide. We're told that these women are willing to compromise, that they're ideal and flexible in the ways that matter, that they'll make perfect wives and mothers, with messages like this to try and explain it away.
There are an increasingly large number of women who are just choosing not to get married and are choosing to stay single. There's a mating crisis going on, and that
Why does she look so happy about that?
women who are becoming increasingly college educated and getting access to resources of their own, that they do continue to exhibit an increased preference for partners with resources. Women are what we call hypergamous, right? Which means that we like to mate up in terms of achievement and educational attainment.
And that's a good thing?
And when you have a populace like we do in the US of women who are now on average more educated than men, it makes it more difficult to find a suitable partner. If you're a woman with an advanced degree and you want somebody who has at least as much education for you, that's going to lead to a more narrow pool of mates.
Does that sound like a good thing for you women? The women out there that are actually looking to be married? Are you looking to narrow your pool? Do you think that really going to school and doing this is going to result in the best outcome for you on average? We're seeing more and more women that are highly educated, career focused, that get into their late 30s and 40s, still single, that then decide, hey, I did my career first. Now I want to be a mother. Except trying to find a person that's going to take you seriously when you're at that age and that far into your career is going to get extremely difficult, especially if you're going to be hypergamous. Seems like things were a lot simpler before feminism happened. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's check out the comments on this video so far. Real good video. Check out Man Guide. Can the West be saved? See what the replies say. Absolutely not. It's over for the West. Each generation worse than the previous. Not looking good yet. So far, not a lot of positive sentiment here, guys. Let's scroll down a little bit and see what we got. Here you got Rabbit Howls. The lack of self-awareness is stunning. No matter how bad their relationships are, they never once consider that they might have to change something about themselves. Yes, guys, accountability is not their strong suit. Just be aware of that. We're going to leave this video there. What do you guys think? Do you like these Man Guy videos? Do you prefer the Pearl videos? Just let me know down in the comments or send me an email at the address there below. Thank you to those of you that made it to the end of the video. I greatly appreciate your support. If you'd like to support the channel, please head on over to coffeebrandcoffee.com. Check out their coffees, teas, and cocos. And when going through checkout, please use our channel's promotion code so that the channel can get a small percentage of your purchase, which helps me deliver you more content in the future. If you're looking for a free way to support the channel, please like the video, share the video with friends and family, leave a comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel. You can head on over to the Discord, join the conversations going on there, or go over to X and follow me at PatriotDad_USA. You can find me on my weekly space with The Questionable Gardener Tuesday nights on X at 9 p.m. Eastern. You can also find me on my weekly live stream Saturday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern called The Weekly Update. If you have a recommendation for a future video or topic you would like to see on the channel, please make sure you leave it in a comment below or send it to the email address below. I appreciate all of your recommendations and contributions. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful week. Take care, and God bless. Go ahead and check out one of the links on the screen now to either subscribe to the channel and see the rest of the videos of the channel, or one of the carefully selected videos that you may wish to see that YouTube has used its algorithm to select for you.